States and Australia are defending the decision to carry out high-profile raids on journalists this week. The acting federal police commissioner says the investigations are a matter of national security and are not an assault on press freedoms.
I reject the claim over the last few days that we are trying to intimidate journalists or conduct a campaign against the media. The AFP is a strong supporter of press freedom. The media plays an important role in today's society in keeping the Australian community informed.
Police raided the offices of the government-funded Australian Broadcasting Corporation on Wednesday over allegations that it published classified material concerning Afghanistan. The broadcaster aired a report in 2017 called the Afghan Files about alleged misconduct by Australian troops. That report was based on leaked Defence Force documents. John Lyons is the executive editor of ABC News and the head of ABC's investigations unit. He, in fact, live tweeted the raid as it unfolded, and he joins us now from Sydney. And John, thank you for joining us. And first, why did you feel compelled to share what happened, to live tweet the raid?
I wanted my own staff, who are named on this warrant, to know what was going on. This was going on for 9 hours. So I thought, in fairness to them and to the ABC staff, I should tweet. And then over the course of the day, I mean, thousands and thousands of people by the hour were joining and following to find out what was going on. So for 9 hours, I sat there and live tweeted and explained it to the federal police that I thought our staff should know what was going on and that we are a broadcaster, we're a media organisation. They had come into our media organisation and I thought it was only fair that we could tell people what was going on.
This 9-hour raid on ABC, it came just one day after the raid of the home of a News Corp journalist. Why is this happening and why is this happening now?
Well, that's a very good question. In the course of that 24-hour period, there were 3 incidents against the media. There was the raid to which you refer on the home of a journalist in Canberra. They spent 7 hours going through, from News Corporation, going through her kitchen, her bedroom, her drawers, everything. There was the Home Affairs Department approached a radio journalist in Sydney and wanted to know his sources for a story, pressured him. He wouldn't give those sources up. And then, of course, there was the raid on the ABC office. So we are all wondering now why suddenly there appear to be these spate of raids, and the federal police have said today that there may be more on the horizons. The federal police yesterday, when they were in this building here, they basically, there were not more than 9,000 documents downloaded, and they went through them one by one, seeing which ones they wanted and which ones they didn't. We now have a 2-week period in which we can contest them accessing any of those documents. So we're concerned about what appears to be a new escalation against the media.
Yeah, and who do you believe is the real target of these raids? Are they going after not just the media, but they're going after your sources, the whistleblowers?
I think they're going after both. They're certainly going after whistleblowers, and we're concerned as well that they are going after the journalists. The fact they've raided the home of the News Corp journalist, who's a very honest and straightforward journalist and wrote an innocent enough story about the government considering tougher crackdowns on surveillance abilities. So we're concerned that this could intimidate both journalists and people who may want to come forward with information.
So what's your next move at the ABC? How do you plan to fight this?
We plan to use whatever legal means we can to do this. We also have to reassess, we are reassessing the way we do our journalism, our investigative journalism. It's clear to us that anything at all, any text message, any email, anything we do internally now can be accessed by the authorities. So we're now wondering whether we have to get back to the old basics of a pen and a piece of paper. And in fact, when we do go and talk to our sources, leaving no digital footprint at all, we're now having to reassess the way we do our investigative journalism.
And what are the greater implications here for freedom of speech, not just there in Australia, but in other democracies around the world where we have seen a clampdown on the media?
Well, I think the common theme here is governments don't like tough and independent media. And we see in the United States where the president regularly disparages the media, the mainstream media, as fake news. And I think that around the world now, there are many governments that are wanting to crack down on an independent media. And we don't have evidence for that in Australia, but we fear with these 3 incidents in a 24-hour period that there's something more to this, that the media in Australia could well be under the sort of attack that we're seeing in other countries.
John Lyons of the ABC, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.